Hey guys, how you guys doing? Doing another shockumentary review. This time it is X-Treme Volume 2 Death.com. Now I reviewed the first volume. This one was actually, I digged. This one I only got because, and I will do an Extreme Horror Movie collection eventually, but this was an interesting shockumentary. It had a lot of execution clips. This one, it's literally a photo montage. That's all there is, just a photo montage. So I'm gonna describe the photos to you guys. So I'm pausing in the beginning. It's like a commentary kind of, but it's not gonna be, I'm gonna have to. So the warning, it's a different warning in the beginning. So there you go. And then we get the warning from the film itself. It says, "You are about to witness the most intense and graphic shockumentary ever made in the 21st century." And then that's the title. Apparently this is like photos from a site called Death.com, which, yeah. This program contains the most shocking, horrific photos of death to be seen by the human eye. These disturbing images originate from the internet and are now available to viewings for the first time. Prepare for download. I would love to show these images, but YouTube is evil. So, yeah, here we go. I'm going to cut different parts. And then we see the skull on the cover zoom in. Yeah. We see the skull zoom in with this creepy music. And then the title Death.com zooms in, the title card. And then we have the parental advisory, like explicit images zooming in. And the first now each segment has this skull on a black background. Each it's devoted to however, I can't remember how many segments there are, but each segment has the skull and the title in red. So the first thing is devoted to shocking suicide. So let's get started, guys. I'm gonna cut it in different parts. So let's get started. Okay, aftermath of a guy decapitated in front on like a train, like the whatever. I don't know. Train tracks, yeah. A dead guy on the train tracks that's decapitated. A guy that looks like he was squished, and you see gore and blood everywhere. A photo of a guy's destroyed face from and then his face blew up, and you see blood on the wall. His body's laying on the bed, and his face, you can see his face completely destroyed. There's like a hole in his face. A photo of a girl with the blown up head, and you can see the eye. The same photo, but it's upside down. A photo of the back of some guy's head, and you see his brain, like a hole in his head, like an enormous hole, like his skull was cut open. And then an image of a guy with part of his face missing. Shocking, disturbing. I feel like I've seen these images in one of the Traces of Death films. Whatever. A photo of some kid with a bullet wound in its head, and you see blood on its face, and you get a zoom in shot. Some person's head blown up with no face, in black and white. A close up of half corner of a kid's head blown up in black and white. There's a lot of these black and white images too. Top part of this kid's head is blown up, except for this little portion. No eyes remain. We see some random dead person. I can't tell what that is, to be honest with you. A photo of an attempted suicide with a guy's head blown up. An old guy, it's like, and then a very similar image, but he's like with blood coming out of his mouth. And then we see some hanging pictures. Like people getting hung and everything. you get a bunch of those. People getting, it looks like people getting stabbed against the wall. Like impaled against the wall, whatever. I don't know what some of these images are at some point. I mean, there's also a guy getting hung, he's like, yeah. And then a close-up of some person's neck, all squished up. And then we see a similar image, except you see the inside of it. There's a hole, and you see the blood and everything. Some photo of a guy falling off a building, and you see the body on the ground. That's the second photo. The next photo is a guy on on the wires, like the electric power lines. And he's on top of them, and then he gets electrocuted. There's several different photos of that scene. And the scene with Pit Dernis getting mauled by the lines. It's shown in photo montage. No, not like aftermath, but it shows the actual same clip, but it's in photo montage because it's a photo montage. So I'm not really gonna go through some of these images. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There is no narration to this film at all. It's just music, so I'm muting it. So it's just gonna be me the whole time. I would love to put death metal music over it, but I'll probably get copyright claims. Who knows? If you can get copyright claims for using death metal music, that'd be cool. So you still got the scene with Pit Dernis getting mauled by the lines, which was at the end Traces to Death Part 1, which is fake. It was used in Savage Man 73. Then we see the back of this guy's body with part of his arm like all burned and destroyed, and then a part of it, the guy is missing his legs, part of in his head, on the train tracks. You see the body on the train tracks. There's so many photos of this too. Well, not some person destroyed on the train tracks. Another photo of a guy decapitated on the train tracks. It looks like he's on the train tracks. I can't remember. Yeah, it's the train tracks. A close-up of a guy's decapitated body, which with only like the stump of like the neck. Close-up of that image is shown twice. And you see an image of the decapitated head later on. The next segment is evil executions. A guy tied up, some person tied up with just badly beaten, burned, and all that. Some guy's head just laying there in front of a group of people. Yeah, some weird images. Forgot to mention, this is put on by Brain Damage Films. 2 dead people with some person's legs holding a machete. Some person holding a machete above them. And then some army people with a guy's decapitated head. They're holding a decapitated head. And they're holding something else, which I can't tell what that is. But you see a bunch of photos of the same photo of dead people in the snow. I gotta pee real quick. Alright guys, I'm back. Again, we're seeing the same images of these dead people in the snow. See some guy holding decapitated heads. You see the blood in the snow. You see intestines in the snow as well. I think, is that intestines? I don't know. Whatever. Some part of some decapitated person was. You see the head and the body. So, and then part of this guy's this part of the guy's body is destroyed. You see his face all destroyed and everything. And there's a hole in his chest. And there's a photo of a guy's face upside down, which looks like his face was cut or something. And that's the music from the film, so yeah. Now, just so you know, guys, I'm not going to describe every image, so we're just going to go through and... I don't like the next segment, but the segment with the deadly diseases is pretty insane, pretty disturbing, which we'll get to. I'm not going to describe every photo in this segment, so we're just going to move on. Okay, the next segment is devoted to deadly diseases, which is basically like, you know, like a part of their face is grown and everything. Like, ugh, pretty insane, sick stuff. Okay, we see a photo of part of this guy's face, like, pumping out. So, I think this image is shown several times. Whoa, no, this is the first time it's shown, so yeah. Alright, the same image, except there's a hole in the pump thingy on the side. It has to be surgically removed, so same image. Same guy. I meant to say. Some woman with a missing eye, but like some gross, like red, something like whatever. So she's like missing one eye, and the same image is shown. Same person, I guess. This woman's missing an eye. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it's a woman or a guy. I'm not trying to be sexist or whatever. Okay, some guy's chin all screwed up and everything, swelling, I guess. I think that's what I meant to say, swelling. There's like almost like a hole in his chin. You see like red, but whatever. That is pretty sick stuff, though. I mean, it is sick. It is just sick. But I'm doing a review for this for you guys. This is not like a commentary, but whatever. Okay, a photo of a guy with a missing nose. And that same image is shown twice, except it's zoomed out. And you see the guy's reaction. He's like, except he's missing. You see his missing he's missing his nose. So, pretty disturbing stuff. I mean, I think I've seen something like that before. Some photo of a guy like looks like he's smiling. He's like with this big pump, something. And there's a very similar image except it's on this side of his face. There are some pretty creepy images in this documentary. So if you see me shake, that's why, because these images are creepy. I don't like when faces are shown, like creepy images of faces are shown up close. Some guy's nose is like, yeah. Oh Jesus. So I'm not gonna describe every image, so we'll just move on. Okay, then we see some guy's throat. It's all screwed up and everything, and there's like a hole in its throat, and we see that image like 3 times in this one segment. Well, probably the same guy or anything like that. There's the same image, except it's like stitched up, and there's still a hole in the skin. It's very hollow in there. So, some guy that's missing his nose, but he's got like these big, like, he doesn't have a nose or a mouth. He has these big, like, pink things, pumps. Oh god, that's sad though. I mean, he's kind of got a nose, but the nose is stretched. You see the top of it. Okay, some kid with part of his face all screwed up and everything, like a hole and everything. You see all that like yellow stuff. He's got a hole in the side of his face, like his mouth right there. There's like a hole right there. So, yeah, it's pretty gross stuff in this. The creepy images too. And then we get to the terrible trauma segment, which I'm not a fan of. Whatever. So, I mean, it's definitely a fascinating one, though, for sure. I mean, whatever. Okay. Some photo of a guy's arm with... Okay, and then we see the same image. That looks fake. See the inside of the guy's arm, and you see a hole in his arm, pretty much. No blood. I imagine this person was dead. It was a bug. Oh well. And then we see the guy's arm stitched up. And then we see a guy, you see the other part, I think it's this, is that the same guy? And he's missing his thumb as well. And some guy's hand. You know, that reminded me of an episode of Forensic Files where this woman was murdered in her hotel room and this hotel employee got his hand stuck on a... So good. And then looks like some person's hand blown up. There's blood everywhere. Pretty gross. I mean, I've seen stuff like that before. Yeah. Two images are shown at once. Some person, I guess, with his thumb all messed up and everything. He's missing his thumb, and then then we see a guy's skin's completely white, pink, and there's a hole. There's several holes, and there's blood everywhere, all over the arm. It's not this color, okay? It's I don't know. It's pinkish white. It's very creepy. I mean, I'm not a fan of this segment, anyways. So. And then we see some guys, part of his hands all. I mean, it's kind of a commentary. So yeah. Then we see some of the same images of the same arm. The images of the same arm is shown however many times. So we're just gonna move on. Some guy's thumb, stitched to the guy's body. Yeah. Let me see a photo of a guy with just a missing thumb. Pretty simple. And there's a guy with only 3 fingers. So yeah. These are some creepy images. Some person's smashed in fingers, the nails are all soaked in red, and there's cuts and everything. Ugh. And the skin's stitched up, and it's not like this. It's the skin was put over it. Now you can't even some person's thumb that's destroyed, some person's thumb all messed up and jagged, well, not jagged, but gross and deep, and the skin's the skin's almost off, and you see, I mean, this is an interesting segment though, so thanks to whoever made this documentary. Some guy's arm were, this is the most disturbing out of the bunch when it comes to this segment. You see the guy's hand is almost ripped off, and you see this part of the arm. You see the blood and everything, and you see the part of the hand. It's skinned and everything. And you see the bones. It's hanging on. It's the worst hand injury I've ever seen. Honestly. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna tell you one thing. This is probably the most boring out of the bunch. I did not dig this one, really. So, yeah. Then we get to this is probably my favorite segment, Morgue Madness. So let's get started. Then we see an autopsy, autopsy photos, and there's some person's brain getting removed. Some photo of a guy getting his chest opened and everything, and you see the intestines. Yeah. And some part of some guy's body, whatever. Is that hair? So that's a female. Sorry, I'm not trying to be sexist, but part of some person's body destroyed. Even some person's messed up, whatever. I like to describe all of these images. These images were in Traces of Death. I think it was Traces of Death 4 that showed this image of a guy you see his eyes are black and everything. And you could tell there was stitching around this part. You could tell his throat was slit insanely, sufferably deep from ear to ear, yeah. It's leather. His face was leathered to the skin, the body. So, yeah. Some guy has burnt legs, I guess. The feet are okay though. There's still a cut. It's no blood though. This must be a rotting, decomposing body. Okay, a photo of some guy's hand. Well, no, whatever gender it is. He or she, some guy or woman's hand is like cut and everything. You see blood all over the hand. You see an image of that, which I'm seeing right now. We see a photo of some guy's brain getting removed. That's some sick stuff. We just see a photo of a guy's eye, of an eyeball. That's it. We just see a photo of an eyeball. Pretty simple. So, yeah. Oh Jesus! Some person that has like, I don't know if that's like the head, but it's completely like ripped, and you see the inside. You see all the it's gross. You can see the spinal cord and everything. Very sick stuff. Very sick stuff. And now I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this one. The images are creepy. Don't get me wrong, but they're not like whatever. Okay, some creepy image of a guy. Well, whatever gender it is, but some person's rotting corpse. The image is literally like smiling at me. It's like smiling at me. Okay, the image is like smiling at me. The person's face. It looks terrifying. There is an insanely creepy image that I'll mention later on in this film. It's, I don't know. I took a screenshot of it on my phone. I would love to show it, but I'm not getting demonetized. YouTube's evil. I hate Susie. Anyways, moving on. Hey, the next segment is devoted to murders. That's where that creepy image is in, the murder segment. So, get ready for me to get shaky. I'm not going to scream or freak out. I do not like screaming like a girl, okay? I do not like to scream like a girl. I never had screamed like a girl, okay? So yeah, moving on. Some photo of a guy, like, and you see part of his face destroyed and everything. So yeah, some guy hanged upside down with his chest slashed open, and yeah, you see the blood in the intestines. Well, you don't really see the intestines, but you see a huge slash, and there's blood everywhere, all over his body. Yeah. Okay, this is a real image, but some psycho woman naked is cutting this guy. Well, it looks like this guy's burnt, like severely burnt. His body's all purple and everything, but I mean, he's not burnt, but his body's all purple. She's like slicing this guy's head off, decapitating him, like slitting his throat. She's like smiling at the camera while she's naked cutting this guy up. And that's an actual image in this that I'm talking about right now. Okay, then the reason why it's all red is because we're seeing a close-up of this really close-up image of a guy's face completely destroyed. Like the guy's face is skinned, part of his head's missing. All you see is the teeth smiling. Like, yeah, that's some sick stuff. Some dead woman in a bathtub with blood everywhere. Yeah. And I think we see an image similar to this, which the image over from there is not as insane as this. It looks, you see two insane bruises on her buttocks. So she's probably been severely beaten and stabbed, I guess, or strangled. She's got like bruises all over her back and her buttocks. So, moving on. Some photo of a guy with his arm almost chopped up. The guy's also gagged as well. He's got like a cloth in his mouth. Yeah. How many times am I gonna say yeah? It's my video. What do I do? What do you think? I'm not. How many times have I said yeah in this video? Like how many times I said whatever, and I don't know. Whatever. Alright, some guy with a completely destroyed face. And you see the, like, nothing too serious. It's definitely not as, I will say though, I don't think it's which one's worse, that image or the one I mentioned with only the teeth remaining? The face like skinned and part of it's gone. Part of the head's gone. So, hold on. I'm getting shaken because of the image that I mentioned. The creepiest image, and I'll explain it why. I have nightmares. So, some guy like this, or like whatever. He's got like a, I don't know if he was shot in the head, but you can kind of see his like brain sticking out. There's like a hole in his forehead or entire head, like this part of his head. Probably, I don't know. Some dead woman in the shower with a big vagina. Is that even a vagina, or her vagina was removed? We're seeing dead body in a shower. Alright, this image is they're probably the creepiest one. Some person, well, not the creepiest one, but the creepiest one's after the next one. I mean, some person's face, like a skeleton, I guess, is like, yeah, whatever. We'll get to the creepiest image in a second. Sorry the video's too long. It's a commentary on the film in my review for it at the same time. Okay, moving on. I'm kind of scared, guys. So, yeah. Okay, we're seeing a photo of a guy with his face completely missing. There's blood everywhere. His face is all huddling, and you see the brain. It's the last image before we get to the creepiest of them all. This is probably the creepiest image in this documentary. Get ready to get scared. Okay. It is an image of a guy, some person, part of the chin, you see it's all cut around, and you see a cut like right here, and you see the nose pump blood, like blood coming out of the nose, and there's also a hole in the chin as well. And part of the person's eyes missing, and there's like a huge cut right there. That image is so creepy. It's like staring at me right now. I had nightmares. Just like Traces of Death, where I had a nightmare seeing that image of the woman who was mauled by her pit bull, her pets. You see her face like skinned and everything. If you watch Traces of Death, you'll see that image. This is the creepiest out of all of the images I've seen it today. Okay, we see a body on the bed, all soaked. The bed is completely soaked in blood. So, there you go. Okay, and then we see some person with the hole on the side of their chin, and then this part of their face is completely destroyed. Like, it was like stitched up and everything. That's creepy. Definitely not as creepy as the one we saw. It's like staring at me too. This image is creepy too. Oh my gosh. I might have nightmares from that. Hopefully I don't. Okay. Alright, this image it's the one I was mentioning about, but it's not the same image from earlier. That badly beaten up woman's in the bathtub, but except she's like laying in the bathtub. You don't see her body completely underwater, like her face face down. But she's just chilling in the bathtub, and the bathtub's, the water's soaking red, and the water tub's filled with blood. The water's soaked in red. So, yeah. Okay, part of this person's hand has been cut off. Like, you see this part over here with the hand? This part was severed. This part of the hand was cut in half. And you see the hand severed. Like, you see the bones sticking out and everything. No, the hand was, this part wasn't still intact. This part of the hand was cut off, and it's just like this, and you see part of it. And you see the bones. So, no, not much. I can't tell if it's underneath. Whatever. Wait, I forgot. This is the next segment, which is body parts. Sorry, guys, I forgot. I can't believe it. A photo of a person with, it looks like a brain. Is that a brain? And then some, probably a piece of bone or like a piece, like a bone or something. I don't know. The body. And the leg is completely skinned, and you see the blood and everything. Ugh. This segment's kind of boring, like the other segment, which was, I mean, this segment's even better than it's definitely better than the one about whatever trauma, severe trauma, whatever it is. I don't know. All right, the last segment I think of this film is accidents. So thank you for staying through this journey. I'm your fellow host, Grizzly Host saying, we're almost near the end. And then we the first image we see is a guy of a completely destroyed face. This part here is completely destroyed, like the blood's dripping down. And that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Probably, I mean, it's probably creepier than the image we saw of the smashing in, you know, like the one, yeah. This one's creepier. It did jump scare me though. I don't know how, but yeah. Okay, an image of a guy in his truck, blood everywhere, and his head's missing. This part of his head is missing. So, yeah. Some of these images are in the wrong segments. So, here's this one. Some of these images are shown twice. Here's this one of a... No, this image is not shown twice, but some... Looks like a shooting. And these people were shot, I guess. Who knows? Or unless some accident happened and they fell, I guess. I don't know. There's not much blood in this scene. In this photo, so yeah. The next one is this is the last segment of this documentary, Missed Death. So let's just get started. Gosh, a guy's severely messed up toes, mainly because of a frostbite. That's all you need to know. That's some insane stuff. I mean, I've seen that kind of stuff before on Google. I look up frostbites. Some of these images are shown. So. Never mind. I actually don't. I mean, I've looked up frostbites. I'm always worried of getting a frostbite. So, yep. Okay, let me see a guy with some stab wound in his arm, I guess. Some stab wound in his arm. So, that's... These images are pretty... In this segment, these images are very simple. And they do work. Then we see a bunch of images of burnt feet. Feet that has been like cuts in feet. The skin being ripped off. Or burnt feet. Or burnt legs. So... And my folks, that is the end of ShockExtremeDeath.com. Now... I'm going to tell you one thing. I mean, this is not a full-on, like, first-time review or reaction, but, the photos are creepy, like I mentioned. This is, I mean, I mentioned this. I should have done my review after Snuff video. What's up with me? I don't know. But I got done with this review. This is not... I did not dig this one at all, really. I mean, it's I'll only give it... The only thing I will give it is that it does have creepy images, though. Shocking images. Yeah, there's your menu screen. It's a very cheap release, too. It's Brainyash Films. There's no Brainyash Films logo. Like, listen to this music. Yeah, that's the music. The music was done by Hardwire Central, which I don't think I've heard of that company. This movie, it's getting a 3 out of 10, honestly. This was not good. Probably the worst one out of the bunch. Sorry guys. Probably the worst one out of the bunch. It's getting a 2 out of 10. The images are creepy. Instead of a 3 out of 10, I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. It wasn't that good at all, really. The images are creepy, and it's done in different... How many segments is it done? Hold on. So you got... So this is the first segment. The second segment, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth? Seventh. There's 7 segments of death in this. 7 segments of photographs. I suddenly got out of the... we're going back to the menu screen. I digged this documentary. I did not dig this documentary one single bit. This is the worst one out of the bunch. Sorry. 2 out of 10. And this is not a first time watch, like I said. It's just a commentary, okay? A review / commentary, okay? So, yeah. Peace out, guys. Thank you for staying through this journey. As always, I'm your grizzly host, The Shank. Stay tuned for another documentary review. Peace. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Take care.